Hey guys, I'm actually back with my fifth video today. I've got a few more to make in the next hour or so. I just haven't had much to do today, so figured I'd get a bunch of videos put out. This is actually garage sale stuff I found at two different garage sales actually last Saturday. So it's been around for a week, so I really needed to make this video. I just kind of put it off, was kind of busy last week. But yeah, I stopped at one garage sale, found some cassettes and vinyl, and then stopped at a barn sale actually and found some records. Some of them were pretty beat up because they were in a barn, and the lady even said she found some of them under like a hay bale, so some of them were destroyed, but they were like 50 cents a piece, and the records themselves are in great shape. So yeah, so at the first sale found an 8-track that was 10 cents. It's Hank Williams Jr. Songs My Father Left Me. He's just doing some songs that I guess his dad never got to record. This has the original slipcover with it. Haven't gotten a chance to listen to this, but I'm sure it's pretty good. Then the cassettes were 10 cents as well. We got a Sony 60-minute, or two of those Sony blank 60-minute cassettes. And then we got this greatest hits collection that looked pretty cool. This compilation put out by RCA. It's just got like Elvis, Waylon Jennings, Paul Anka, Jim Reeves, and different people on it. So I figured I could send that out to somebody in the VC who would enjoy it, which I have in mind. Then we got REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. Not a huge fan of REO Speedwagon, but for 10 cents. We got ZZ Top DeGuayo and El Loco 2-on-1 cassette. It's got two albums on the one. I've always been amazed that they could fit two albums on one cassette tape. Then we got Def Leppard Hysteria. Already have a copy of this, but figured why not. And then 74 Jailbreak by AC/DC. I'm not a huge fan of Brian Johnson's era AC/DC, but I love Bon Scott era. So I'm really looking forward to this album. And then Heart Greatest Hits / Live. It's just a greatest hits compilation that has some live versions. And they do like Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, Sweet Darlin', Unchained Melody, who actually Elvis did that, Long Tall Sally. So that looks pretty interesting. And then onto the vinyl, found two singles. They were 10 cents as well. Actually, everything in that sale was 10 cents, and they had a bunch of stuff, but I just found a couple. This Loretta Lynn, What Kind of Girl, backed with Bargain Basement Dress, and it's in this cool RSO sleeve. And then we got Clifton Chenier. I talked about him in my last big garage sale find video. Roy Gallagher was a big fan of him, so this is his song Hot Rod, backed with Louisiana Blues. And it's in this cool poly-lined 45 sleeve, so that was pretty cool to find. And then the two records I found are Kim Carnes' Mistaken Identity. George, the Elvis vinyl guy, actually mentioned Kim Carnes in one of his videos, so I remembered that when I saw this. Decided to pick it up in this EMI America sleeve. And this one, it looks near mint. Looks hardly overplayed. And then the next record was Loretta Lynn Greatest Hits. Nothing too special, but the vinyl itself looks beautiful. Has no scratches at all on it. And for being an album from like probably the 70s, this was probably put out in the 70s, I'm not 100% sure, but 1977, you know, there's a date, so that thing is in beautiful shape. And then on to the records that I found at the other sale. They were 50 cents a piece. This first one is Glenn Frey, No Fun Allowed. This one you can see was really damaged on the top. This actually has the original inner sleeve, but it's beat up as well. So I have the record in a just regular white sleeve. Let me see if I can put this back in there and get the other one out. And the record itself on this one actually has no scratches. So that's what I was saying. Most of these, the cover were destroyed, but the albums themselves were spotless, except for a couple. A couple were pretty scratched up. Like this one, Foreigner 4, the cover's beat up, and the record itself is pretty beat up too. It plays, but it's scratched, so it ticks all the way through. But hey, for 50 cents, and a bunch of these albums I had been looking for a while. Rick Springfield's Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet. Not a huge fan of him, but for 50 cents I saw it and figured I'd pick it up and give it a listen. Got the original inner. The vinyl is on RCA. And this one has a few light scratches, but nothing too serious. Then we got the Cars Panorama. This one's still in the shrink, but it has some mold on the back. So I'll probably just leave it in the shrink like that. I cleaned it out and I put some rubbing alcohol on here, disinfected it as good as I could. A couple of these had mold on them, but I was able to kill that and clean the records. And this one is one that actually looks spotless. A few light scratches here and there, but nothing too bad. Then we got another Kim Carnes album. This one is Voyeur. I think that's how you say it. May have butchered that. With the original inner sleeve. That's the main reason I bought most of these. They had the original inner sleeve, and you don't see that easily. And this one is one that looks spotless. We got Joan Jett, Bad Reputation. The only thing wrong with this is the back cover is ripped. And this one was in a plastic inner sleeve, so it protected the record. And it looks beautiful. And we got Eric Clapton Slow Hand. I just bought a copy of this at that one record sale a couple of weeks ago, but the cover was destroyed. And this cover is actually in really good shape. But the record on this one is destroyed, but the record on the other one was pretty decent. So I'm going to switch those out and get a decent copy out of that. Then we got Lindsey Buckingham. Not a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac at all, but like I said, saw these. Figured I might be able to resell some of them. This one has a few light scratches on it, but nothing too bad. We got Fleetwood Mac Rumors, still in the shrink, but like I said, with the other ones, has some mold on it. And it has the original insert, but this had some mold on it and it was stuck together, so it ripped. But the vinyl itself is actually in pretty good shape. This one I had a problem with though. Even though it looks great, it has some surface noise like crazy. I played it and all the way through the first side, it just crackled all the way through, so I just couldn't listen anymore. But anyway, so then we got Mirage by Fleetwood Mac and the shrink. This one actually doesn't have mold on it. Got the original inner sleeve, and the record is on Warner Brothers. And this one's another one that's pretty scratched up, but it played all the way through. And then we got Rolling Stones, Still Life, American Concert 1981. Haven't really bought a whole bunch of Rolling Stones stuff because I haven't found it for a decent price, so this was cool to find for 50 cents. Still with the original inner. And the record is on... What is this on? I don't even know what label that is. I think that's just the custom Rolling Stones label. I may be totally wrong there. And then we have Emotional Rescue, still in the shrink, with the original inner. And this is also on that same yellow label with the tongue. We got a few more. We got Tattoo You by the Rolling Stones in the shrink, mint. This one doesn't have any mold at all. And the record itself is spotless. Then we got Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, which I hate the song Eye of the Tiger. It was actually my school's theme song since we were the Sealy Tigers, and I just heard that song so much that I hate it with a passion. Got the original inner sleeve, but figured the rest of the album's probably pretty good. A few light hairline scratches, but nothing too bad there. We got two more. This one is actually an upgrade. I have a copy of this already, Aldo Nova, his self-titled album, but my copy did not have the original inner sleeve, so that was cool. And the record on this one, if I remember, looks near mint. Just got a few hairline scratches, but they don't even play. And then the last one, this one I saved for last because I know George, the Elvis vinyl guy, will like this one. It's a K-Tel compilation, my first one I've ever found in the wild, actually. And it is the Rock album. And this is a great compilation. I mean, it has Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, Eddie Money, Robin Trower, Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Robert Palmer, Styx, Boston, Jethro Tull, Journey, The Babies, Kansas, and Toto. I thought that was one heck of an album made up of different songs. And this one was probably the best album in that whole lot of those ones at that barn sale because it is spotless. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, if I got some decent stuff. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.